Alright everybody, this is gonna be a rough video. I'm David. I'm 18 years old. I am a content creator and video editor on a very small scale. I have a YouTube channel with about like 1,300 subs maybe. And I've got a TikTok with, I've actually got a few TikToks, but my, main one has just over 330 followers. But my life has genuinely fallen apart recently. I'm not even joking. I'm not exaggerating in even the slightest of ways. I haven't uploaded a single YouTube video in over 2 months, and this is what all has happened to lead to that. Fully intend on, resuming my typical upload schedule, which I never really had one, but we're working on that, okay? But I've had several tragic things happen anyway throughout the past couple of weeks, and I really need you guys' help. I don't want your donations or anything, but we'll get around to that in a minute. Anyway, on June 18th, my grandmother had a heart attack, and on June 19th, the very next day, she passed away. Her and I were very, very close. She was by far like the closest person I have in my whole life. So it genuinely broke my heart when she passed away. It was also so sudden. She was doing pretty well. Like, she was in pretty good health, still driving and everything at 82 years old. Like, just a few days before she had this heart attack. And my brother and I were over there when it happened, and so yeah, that genuinely broke my heart. My granddaddy, her husband, obviously, he's a diabetic who is paralyzed. He's been paralyzed since he was 15, and he's 74 years old. He's now living alone in her house. They obviously live together. He's living there by himself momentarily, at least. We're still trying to figure that out. Again, I'm going to get back around to that here in just a moment. My grandmother also didn't have a will when she passed away, and she was his only financial support. Now, this is really the big picture here. She took care of his insurance. She had good insurance. She had, good retirement. She was a postal carrier, mail carrier for 23 years. So that got a good insurance, a good retirement check and everything, so she fully took care of him, and he gets one check. Because of him being paralyzed, he gets one check. It's just a disability check for privacy reasons. I'm not going to say the amount, but it's not very much. It's very, very little, okay? When she left, she obviously owned her house, but she mortgaged it several years ago. This was before I was born. But anyway, the house payment monthly is $475 a month. Now, I'm going to say this. My granddaddy's check will just barely cover that, the mortgage being $475 a month. Like, his check would barely cover that. That's not including power, water, his insurance, his medications, his groceries. That won't even cover, his check isn't going to cover any of that. Now, for me, I really want to step in and help him. I have been searching for any way humanly possible that I can step in and say, yes, here, granddaddy, I've got you taken care of. I will help you. But I have a lot of other stuff going on in my life as well. I haven't graduated yet. I'm falling severely behind in school. I homeschool, by the way. I'm entering my senior year in high school, but again, I'll get back around to that in a minute. I can't get a job due to a few things. First of all, my stepdad is working full-time. I'm still in school entering my senior year, arguably the hardest year. I have had a hard time completing my junior year, and aside from all of those things, my mother has pretty bad anxiety, and it has only gotten worse. She's gotten kind of in this depressive episode. We're trying to figure out what to do about that. Ever since her mother died, this was, her mother, my grandmother who passed away. They were also very close, and her passing certainly took a massive hit to me and my family. And so, another thing is I can't drive yet. Even if I have driven before, but I don't have a license, and the main reason I haven't gotten a license is because even if I could drive, I don't have a vehicle to drive, right? So because of all those things, I can't get a job myself. However, I still really want to find a way to help my granddaddy. I don't want him to move away. If he moved away, you know, I'm here in Alabama, and if he moved away, it would be somewhere up in like North Georgia with other family, or possible like Central Florida or something where some of his other family lives. And you know, I really don't want my only other grandparent. He's my only other grandparent left. I really don't want him moving that far away. Also, you know, my grandmother's house, it means a lot to me. It's where my mother grew up. It's pretty much where I've grown up, kinda, you know, you could say. And so it really means a lot for me to keep it, but my granddaddy told me if I couldn't find a way to do it, there's just no way it could happen. So other than that, I don't like taking handouts. I've never been a fan of like food stamps and welfare and all that. I'm not saying it's not needed. I'm just saying I'm not a personal fan of it. I don't really like the whole idea of a GoFundMe. But even more than my opinion on all of this, my granddaddy, he can be stubborn, okay? He hates taking handouts. He calls it, you know, charity, and he will not take it. You know, he's old school. He still uses a daggum flip phone. He doesn't even know how any of this content stuff works, right? And so he wanted me to promise him that I would not take any handouts, so I'm not going to take any handouts, okay? But I do have a couple ideas on how to raise this money, right? Other family members of his, you know, and mine, they are helping out where they can to pay for his medications. And, you know, like I said, he's a diabetic. He uses insulin, and that stuff is outrageously expensive. Now, if you don't have a loved one, you know, that uses that sort of stuff, I don't think you really understand how expensive it is. It's insane. That's for a different video, though. It's outrageously expensive. Anyway, they're helping him out with some of those expenses, and he does have a place to go if need be. I'm not about to be homeless, and he's not about to be homeless. I feel the need to clarify that. Also, it would just truly mean a lot to me to keep my granddaddy, again, in my hometown, and to keep my grandmother's house. You know, those two things really mean a lot to me. And having the money, you know, would also help to get me a car or a vehicle of some sort to, you know, get me around, possibly to get me a job, and to, you know, really just open up my options. And so, again, I'm not asking for handouts. I'm going to be posting all the time on my TikTok and my YouTube channel to try and grow them. And I'm also going to try to start back video editing. So all I ask of you guys is to just like the video, leave a comment on the video, share the video, and to just promote the video in any way you possibly can. And if you need someone who could use a short form video editor, please let me know. I, you know, obviously do not have much money, right? So I do have a laptop, but I don't have internet to use the laptop because I've cut out, you know, any internet expenses, you know, to try and save up money that way. So all my editing would be on my phone. You know, I can't do super high-end edits or anything like that, but I'm just trying to make something to help my granddaddy, to help me, you know, selfishly, be able to keep the house and everything. And so, yeah, I'm literally filming this video in a laundry room. I've got a hot water heater here beside me that's probably about to start filling. So I'm going to wrap up this video. But yeah, the point of it was to just let you guys know where I've been, let you guys know what's happening, and I'm going to keep you guys updated. I'm just trying to do anything I can. I've been pressure washing, you know, so don't think I'm just been a lazy bum, you know, just not doing anything. I've been pressure washing, you know, trimming bushes for people, walking all around my neighborhood. But, you know, here in the summertime, that's not going to last very long. Like, and also just with me just walking, there's, you know, very limited people, you know, that are actually going to hire me. Like, there's only so many doors I can realistically walk to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's going on, you know. If you have any way to help, I don't want your handouts. I just want you to, you know, maybe give me an idea of something I can do online, because that's pretty much all I have right now. And I do have 3 years experience in video editing. So yeah, if you guys can possibly help me out, or know somebody who needs some video editing or could just use the help, I do have 3 years experience as a content creator, you know, editing all my own stuff. I'm not the greatest editor, but you know, I've done it for this long. I feel like that's given me some experience. I'm gonna continue to DM creators and email them, you know, to try to raise up the money. But again, the house payment is like $500. It's pretty close to 500. Anyway, and so yeah, I'm trying to find a way to take care of this myself. So yeah, I guess with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to keep you guys updated. It won't be consistent because, like I said, I'm running, you know, like my head is on fire right now trying to raise this money in other ways other than doing online stuff. But I felt like I not only owed you guys this video, but I also, you know, well, need the money, okay? So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to catch y'all later. Peace out.